The last 24 hours of Dinosaurs. What really happened? A world on the brink of disaster. 66 million years ago, the Earth was a paradise for dinosaurs. Massive herbivores like Triceratops roamed the forests, while fierce predators such as Tyrannosaurus rex hunted with unmatched power. The skies were ruled by pterosaurs, and the oceans teemed with giant marine reptiles. The world was alive, vibrant, and thriving. But beneath this peaceful existence, something was heading straight for Earth, something that would end the reign of the dinosaurs in a single day. It was a monster from space, an asteroid the size of a mountain, traveling at nearly 72,000 kilometers per hour. It had been moving undetected for thousands of years, but in just 24 hours, it would change the course of history forever. The calm before the storm. On what seemed like an ordinary day, dinosaurs continued their usual routines. A pack of raptors stalked their prey, a herd of hadrosaurs grazed peacefully, and towering sauropods moved through dense jungles. Everything seemed normal, but far above, in the vastness of space, the asteroid had already entered the solar system. It was now just hours away. As it approached, its immense speed made it invisible to the naked eye, but the force of its movement was enough to disturb the atmosphere. Strange weather patterns formed, and some animals may have sensed an unusual change in the environment. Bird-like dinosaurs took to the skies, unaware that their world was about to be destroyed. Deep in the ocean, giant mosasaurs swam peacefully, their massive jaws ready to snap at unsuspecting prey. They had no idea that their fate was sealed. Impact, the moment that changed everything. Then, at unimaginable speed, the asteroid entered Earth's atmosphere. Within seconds, it turned into a fireball, heating up to thousands of degrees. The air around it burned, creating a bright flash in the sky. And then, impact. The asteroid slammed into what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The force of the impact was more powerful than 1 billion nuclear bombs. Everything within hundreds of kilometers was instantly vaporized. Dinosaurs, plants, and even the ground itself were obliterated in a fraction of a second. The explosion created a crater over 150 kilometers wide and 20 kilometers deep. The shockwave from the blast traveled faster than the speed of sound, flattening forests and throwing massive amounts of debris into the sky. The ground shook violently, triggering some of the largest earthquakes in Earth's history, firestorms and destruction. But the disaster had only just begun. The impact sent billions of tons of molten rock and debris into the air, igniting wildfires across the planet. Flames spread rapidly, consuming everything in their path. The sky turned a deep orange as fire rained down. Dinosaurs thousands of kilometers away were not safe. Intense heat waves swept across the land, burning creatures alive. Rivers boiled, lakes evaporated, and plants turned to ash in an instant. There was no escape. The planet had turned into a fiery inferno. Tsunamis and earthquakes. The asteroid had struck near the ocean, and the force of the impact displaced trillions of gallons of water. A colossal tsunami formed, reaching heights of over a kilometer. It raced across the ocean at jet speeds, crashing into coastlines and flooding the land. Marine creatures, from giant mosasaurs to tiny fish, were thrown around like debris. Corals, reefs, and entire ecosystems were destroyed in minutes. The ocean itself had become a death trap, filled with deadly waves and shockwaves from the impact. On land, earthquakes ripped through the ground. Massive fissures opened, swallowing dinosaurs whole. Landslides buried entire forests, and mountains collapsed under the immense pressure. The world was breaking apart. A planet without sunlight. As if the destruction wasn't enough, a new horror began. The impact had thrown so much dust, ash, and sulfur into the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun. Within hours, darkness spread across the planet. The once bright skies turned into an eerie, suffocating blackness. With no sunlight, temperatures dropped rapidly. Plants, unable to photosynthesize, began to die. Without plants, herbivores had nothing to eat, and without herbivores, predators had no food. It was a catastrophic chain reaction. The world that had thrived for millions of years was now collapsing. Acid rain began to fall, poisoning rivers and lakes. The air became thick with ash, making it hard to breathe. Survived the impact now faced an even deadlier enemy, starvation and freezing temperatures. The final hours of the dinosaurs. For days, the planet remained in darkness. Temperatures continued to drop, and food sources became scarcer. The largest dinosaurs, which required massive amounts of food, began to die off first. Even the mighty T-Rex, once the king of the land, was struggling to survive. Small creatures had a better chance. Burrowing animals, like early mammals, found shelter underground, avoiding the worst of the chaos. Some bird-like dinosaurs managed to survive by scavenging whatever food remained. But for the majority of dinosaurs, their fate was sealed. As weeks turned into months, the world remained unrecognizable. The land was barren, the oceans were chaotic, and the skies were filled with ash. The once mighty dinosaurs, rulers of the planet for over 160 million years, were gone. The dawn of a new era. But extinction is not the end, it is the beginning of something new. With the dinosaurs wiped out, new creatures began to rise. Small mammals, which had lived in the shadows of dinosaurs for millions of years, started to thrive. With fewer predators, they spread across the land, evolving into new forms. Some small theropod dinosaurs, the ancestors of modern birds, also survived. They would go on to evolve into the birds we see today, the last living relatives of the dinosaurs. Millions of years later, a new species would walk the earth, humans. We would dig up the bones of these ancient creatures, piece together their story, and uncover the mystery of their final moments. The last 24 hours of the dinosaurs were filled with chaos, destruction, and death. But their legacy remains, reminding us that no creature, no matter how powerful, is safe from nature's wrath. The asteroid was the end of one era, but it set the stage for the rise of a new world.